The last thing that we've watched is The Gorge. So this was also on Apple TV. It's a movie. It's got Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Well, I said we're in two of my favorite movies of the 2010s,
right?
Whiplash and The Witch.
Right. Yeah. So I'll be honest. I didn't really want to watch this. You were wanting to watch it, and I was like, I saw a preview for it, and you got Anna Taylor-Joy acting like a Russian, and
Russians are big right now in movies.
She's got that very strong Russian accent, and I just couldn't do it. But we ended up watching it, and I mean, I didn't hate it, but this movie was way too damn long. They stretched the shit out of it.
Well, it's really like two movies.
It is. The first half is them falling in love.
Part like romance, and I think they dropped this on Valentine's Day.
Heavily. It was way more lovey-dovey than
it's like a rom-com / horror / sci-fi adventure film.
Right.
When they actually go into the gorge, it's a full-on fantasy epic adventure film.
Yeah.
Almost on the scale of Lord of the Rings or something. Mm-hmm. The way that they're fighting all these different enemy types and stuff almost feels like a Diablo or something, like a video game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they come back out of it and they resume the normal storyline. So it feels like two different movies smashed into each other.
It did. I'm not sure if
I don't know if we needed the extensive gorge sequence. I don't know if we needed to understand what was in it. I feel like they could have done a really good movie outside the gorge.
Been more vague and mysterious about it.
Yeah, the fact that we dive into it and learn everything that's inside of it kind of takes away from the mystery of what's going on.
I think you're right about that. I feel like they did, even though it did kind of annoy me, their relationship, it was a little corny for me.
Yeah, it was. It was almost like a teen romance a little bit. I could see being 15 or 16 and people enjoying that aspect of it. Almost like a YA type.
I don't know. I just feel like they're a little too old for that.
They are, but they're still young enough. Maybe not Miles Teller, but I think Anya Taylor-Joy. They might be the same age. I think she's closing in on 30. He's probably early 30s.
No, he's our age.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, you can tell. Whiplash was 2014. That was 10 years ago, and he was playing an early college student in that, so he would have been 20. So I would assume he was, early 30s.
Well, that people don't play. People don't play
it's possible he was 30 when he did that.
Accurate.
But he also wasn't in a ton of.
Why are you looking it up? I'm looking it up.
Because I want to make sure your information's right.
38, bitch.
Damn. Yeah, he's not much, younger than me.
His birthday is February 20th. So he's actually about to be 39. Yeah. No, he just turned 38. Okay. It's the 23rd. Anyway. I feel like I don't know. Maybe not. I was going to say, I feel like you're always wrong about people's ages, but sometimes
I'm right sometimes.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I actually even though it was a little corny sometimes with them, and I don't know, sometimes it felt a little out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you don't know, there's this gorge, and the government or the military or whatever, they send a person to go stay in the tower. So there's an east tower and is it west?
A west tower. Yeah.
A west tower. But he goes in one tower, and you never know who's in the other tower. It's a completely unknown person. You're not supposed to talk to them. Whatever. You don't even hardly know why you're there. It's just top secret mission kind of thing. And he has to do it. They have to do it for a whole year. And there's you can't have a phone. It's crazy. So he goes, he's in the tower, and basically Anya Taylor-Joy, she ends up being in the other tower, and she's kind of this rebel, girl. And even though they're not supposed to talk to each other, she ends up getting a notepad and a marker, and they start writing to each other with the paper. And for me, it just didn't quite fit with where we were and stuff. It, like you said, it felt a little too rom-com-y.
Well, the movie balances and juggles so many genres. Everything almost feels out of place.
Yeah.
Because the movie's just trying to be so many different things.
I felt like it would have worked better, or just felt more fitting had they talked to each other through the radio or something.
Yeah, but I think they had cut off their communication because they didn't want them communicating.
I don't know. It was just they had their binoculars, and I guess it sounds fine. Like if you're just listening to me explain this, like it sounds fine. I don't know. Just the way that they did it, it was just a little.
And nothing like made sense to me because the monsters are coming up. They're so easily like getting up there, and like it feels like they access them too easily. And it's like, well, if they fall asleep, like they're just going to come after them.
They weren't having any issues, but then she starts blasting music, and so to me, I felt like that's what woke them up.
I mean, possibly, but it almost there was other parts that just came up randomly.
Well, that's because they've already been awakened. Like,
well, I was of the understanding that they were coming up all the time. That's why they had them there.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. The guy that like handed him off, like you see the guys like switch places. He's like, all right, I'm out of here, which I won't get into that. That was like a crazy thing that happened there.
Yeah, that's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah. But you see him just kind of like the person before you basically like gives you the rundown on everything. Like, here's your food, here's this, there's that. And so I forget where I was going with this. Just like my mind went blank.
Well, the thing that got me is all these explosive mines are going off all the time. And it's like, if they're going off all the time, like it would freaking blow that entire canyon up.
I know what I was going to say. I was going to say, when that guy is like giving him the lowdown or whatever, it's like it didn't seem like he had dealt with any of those problems. It didn't seem like he had to do anything.
Well, and if he had, maybe just a one-off. Like one of them came up or something. Maybe it wasn't like a bunch of them.
Or maybe he just was supposed to be more vague and not like really tell him like what to expect. But that would make sense because you'd want somebody to be prepared about what could possibly come out of there. But anyway, I'll just say
and the whole thing of them preparing them by using the person that's there to explain it like an hour before they leave, like just feels weird too. It's like, why wouldn't they want them to know like what their job is? Like, shouldn't they be briefed like for a day? Like by the actual people that's in charge and knows what's going on.
You know, the storyline had some plot holes for sure.
And it's like, if you don't want them to know everything, then why do you even have them there to begin with?
Right.
You know, so it's like, it almost felt like their machines and stuff and the things they had set up could have taken care of stuff, but they just wanted actual like physical bodies there to handle any.
Well, hold on. I think you missed something.
Maybe.
I can't say because it's a big spoiler.
Yeah. I understand they explain it more like as we go.
They need those people because they're like the best of the best. Do you get where I'm going?
No, I get it.
I don't know if you get it. I can't say because it's a spoiler.
Okay.